Yeah. So anyhow, the rainy day today. Today is March 2nd, 2024. And I'm so disgusted with that tractor. You buy something new and you pay a lot of money for it, and it doesn't work. I might as well go to the auction and buy a piece of junk. Then you get what you pay for, and then you know you're going to fix it if you get it at an auction. That's why somebody traded it in, because they had so much trouble with it. But I bought that one brand new from the dealer. Just so you know, it was $70,000. $70,000. Okay. That's more money than I paid for almost anything I own. Probably. A lot of money. Hi everybody, I'm George. If you're just a newcomer to our station, so this is a Workmaster 105, a year, and not even a year and a half old. And once before, I complained about the power divider, right there, way back there. Now I'm a man who's 5'9", so I'm not small, but I'm not super big. You got to keep the seat in the position so you can push the clutch all the way down. Okay, so move the steering wheel back, push the clutch all the way down, because it's standard shift. Show me how you push. How do you push the locking brake, the locking wheel thing? You know, if you stand up like this, you know, I guess you can do it. See how far it is underneath the seat? Now you say, let's push the seat back a little bit more. All right, let's push the seat back. Yes, now I can push the pedal, but now I can't push the clutch all the way down. Now maybe if I was 6 foot tall, I could get it all the way down, but I'm not 6 feet tall. So that's one of the little problems among many. Also too, if you move the seat all the way back, it's uncomfortable with the loader handle. You're sitting back here, okay, and look at this. Unless you lean forward and the seat's up a little bit. So if you move the seat back so you can push on the power divider button, now you're even leaning more forward, push the loader. Okay. Now, if I turn the handle on the loader, then when you shift into third, your knuckle hits the shift handle. For a while, I had it wrapped with duct tape. I did happen to move it a little bit. Maybe I can move it back a little bit. Interesting. So, the seat has to be up just a little bit for me to push the clutch all the way in and to push the steering column in. So, all right. So the next problem is we have on the tractor with 100. Let me see how many hours on the machine. I have 116 hours on the tractor. The last 25 hours, the blower for the air conditioning for the heat don't work, and the wipers don't work. So all winter long when I was plowing with it, that I thought I was going to have such a good time plowing with my new tractor with the blade I put on, every time I go to plow, I have to have rags with me or a sponge, and I even brought a wiper blade to help me take the snow and the rain off the windshield because my wipers don't work. So you say, did you check the fuses? Hell yeah, I checked the fuses. Yep, took the fuses, put a continuity test on it, fuses are working fine. There's no juice going to the fuse. How they have the fan and the wipers on two different fuses, it's above my grade pay. How can two of them break down at one time? So, waiting to bring it to the dealer now because I can't fix it myself. I did as much checking, me and my son did as much checking as we could. We don't understand it. There's a big fuse panel on the left side of the tractor. We had that off. I checked the circuit breakers. I don't understand it. I don't understand how you don't have juice going to the fuse. All right, so now the other thing is we have going on is, let me get down, Michelle. So this is one of the side panels that comes off the tractor, and it snaps in there and there. And believe it or not, New Holland gives you this little screw to put in here. Now, looking at it in all my mechanical years, they have a little groove in here. Now that little groove should be for like a snap ring or some type of a carder or something, so if it loosens up, it doesn't fall out. Now, if this falls out, the whole panel could fall out, and if you're not paying attention, you could run it over. But it looks like they had this idea that if they put a little piece of tape and they put the screw, because this is what the tape is, and the tape used to go up to over here. So I guess they had this idea that if they put a piece of tape and then you stick the screw through it, the tape, as it plunges through, as the bolt plunges through the tape, it would hold it. Now, you know from New Holland, this has got to be a $15 bolt, at least. I mean, that's probably gold-plated. But okay, so, I mean, were they thinking that you put this on and this little screw is not going to vibrate off and fall on the floor? And you know the side panel would fall too. So it's something, now it wasn't only on this side, it was on the other side too. Because when I took off this side to work on the tractor, we were looking for how the wires go together to see if we could figure out how come the motor wasn't working. I took this side off and then I took the other side off. So yeah, we got a little problem with the tractor. Got a little problem with the tractor. Here's another thing. Come over this way, Michelle. Let me show another New Holland great idea. So they put the batteries under the step. Not bad, right? Except you need a 17mm wrench to get the stairs to go up. This for the ladder to go up. But you don't need a wrench to take the cover off. They have that on wing nuts. You think they could have made a little bit of different mechanism so you wouldn't have to have a 17mm wrench with you? No, yeah. And this hose over here has been replaced already. It pulled apart. It pulled apart like when I had 12 hours on it. It was leaking and it blew on me, went oil all over the place. Had to wash the tractor. Well, I'm getting there. So at this point, we're going to bring the tractor back to Smith Tractor, where I bought it, with 116 hours on it, and see if they can figure out why I have no wipers or heater. So let me tell you again, or if I ever said it before, I bought the tractor from Smith. I bought the tractor from Smith Tractor. They've been in business a long time. As a matter of fact, they might be the oldest dealer in the state of New Jersey for Ford New Holland tractors. They didn't build this tractor. If things that are wrong with it wasn't their fault. This is a New Holland problem. People at Smith Tractor, they're good people. When I call them up, they're nice. They get me my parts and everything, but this is a New Holland problem. With 116 hours, I'm disgusted with the tractor. I have never had anything break down as much as this. Between hydraulic lines and electrical leaks, I didn't tell you this. I couldn't open the hood. The mechanism got jammed somehow. I had to drill a little hole in my brand new tractor to get some buster in there to lubricate the mechanism to get the hood to open. It's not the dealer's problem. It's not the dealer's problem. There's nothing they could have done. It's the way the tractor is made. So they don't even have the schematics for the electric, because I called them up and said, if you can send me the schematics for the tractor, I think I'm smart enough to feel where the power is coming from and how to get to the fuse box to see how to do it. But they don't have the schematics. They told me they had to call up New Holland because these tractors are made all over. And I'm not quite sure where this tractor was made. So we'll find out soon when I bring it over to them. All right, so now I'm going to show you a good tractor. I'm going to start up my 1986 Ford, and this is before it was New Holland, Ford tractor, a 2120. Now I've used it, and you've seen it in other videos, and it sits in my garage, and it's been in it's always been in this garage since the day I bought it. and I got a lot of hours on it. It has never broken down except for 2 times. There is a clutch on the PTO, on the power takeoff, and it's called an overriding clutch. So if you're running a big mower and you turn the tractor off, so a big mower doesn't continually push the PTO that goes to the engine, goes right through the center of the clutch. So it doesn't make the engine turn over, continue to turn. So it's an overriding clutch. I don't know how they do it on other tractors, but I know how they do it in this one 2 times now. One at maybe 600 hours, maybe at 2,000 hours. I had to do the second one. It's about a 4 or 5 hour job. The clutch itself is a one-way. It almost looks like a bearing, but it's made that when the engine can turn it over this way, and yet when you turn the engine off, it will freewheel the other way, so it doesn't hurt the motor. So it's a pretty good job. But this tractor starts, and I use it for my tedder. Too small to run the baler. It only has 42 horsepower, and I think at the PTO it's only like 36 or 35. Not a lot of power. We can run the brush hog with it in the flail mower, and I run the York rake with it. It's 4-wheel drive, and I'll get it started, and I'll show you some of the features this tractor has. Probably the best tractor I've ever owned. It has never been back to the dealership. I did all the work myself whenever, if anything ever went wrong with it. I think that bearing is the only thing that ever went wrong with it. Okay, give me a second. Okay, don't roll over. You're gonna get muddier. Yeah. Okay. All right. Give me a minute. I'm gonna start the 2120 up. So I made this little attachment over here so I can move my trailers around for my power. So it comes off the 3-point hitch. I've got 3 different size balls on it. This way I can pick up the hay trailer. I don't even gotta get out of the tractor. I can just go up to the trailer, lift this up, move the trailer around any place I want it. Look at this. One of these days you can see where the calcium is in this tire. Where the calcium is, the tire is sweating. That's the line for the calcium. That's what that's all about. The weather change made the tire sweat. I didn't wash this tractor off. I haven't washed it off in 6 months. I use it a lot. A lot. All right, watch this.
Lulu, is there anything back there that she...
Without even getting in it.
You see her way back there? Lulu, come on, Lou.
This, you on? Yeah. So I built this grill guard because we brush hog with this tractor the most. And as you know, anybody who does brush hogging to make trails through the woods, I made it as heavy as I can also because this tractor's light in the front end. On this tractor, these are the original tires on it for when I bought it, but they are filled of foam. The tire deal does. The tires, because they're filled of foam, 2 things. You can't get it flat. Number 1, cannot. You can't. And then the other 2 is they're very heavy. I'd say the tire weighs 250 pounds. You got to take it off. You better be prepared. You won't pick that tire up. So it keeps the front of the tractor down. Also, too, it has weight down low. So if you're on the side of a hill, the weight is down low, down as low as you can make it. So it keeps the tractor more stable. Now this tractor hood opens up different than the new ones. This tractor hood opens like this. So as you see, I had to make the grill to accommodate the hood mechanism. Look at this nice, how Ford did it. Nice. Clips right on. No little screws. The 4-wheel drive button. Come on this side, Michelle. This front hookup when you're backing in hay wagons, when you're trying to get a hay wagon close or something. I like the front hook to get the hay wagons. I can direct them better. And these shackles here, they're just for weight. The tractor's too light in the front. When you put the tether on it, it wants to do. If you're on level ground, it's good. But if you're not on level ground, come over, Michelle. Now, on this Ford tractor, this is before New Holland took over Ford. You see where the button is over here for the power divider? It's actually, this is the seat. It's actually in front of the lip of the seat. So when you put your foot back, you can lock it in. Unlike the new tractor. I don't know how many hours on this tractor. 1,600 hours on this tractor. Tractor was always kept inside. These are not the original tires. These are my second set. The original set of tires leaked and ruined the rims. And then I found these tires, rims and hubs and everything, cheaper than I could just buy new rims. So I think they wanted $900 for one rim. So I got these tires in, and they were like brand new. I don't know. I'm not quite sure why the guy never put them on his tractor. I think somebody told him that he went for a much wider tire because it came out of Pine Island, New York, where they have a lot of black muck dirt. And they needed wider tires than these. These are pretty wide tires. This is a good tractor. So when I bought this tractor, it had this on, but the loader never came on this tractor. This is, of course, the loader handle. And yeah, this was there, but it was just there. It wasn't hooked up to anything. So I put double hydraulics on the back of my tractor so I could use it for my tether, to fold my tether up, or I have a 254 New Holland rake tether, which I made hydraulic, so I can close it hydraulically. And so I used the hydraulics mechanism to run the back here. So that's what's all about this tractor. This is a good tractor. Anybody wants to buy a used one, these tractors are great. 2120 is a great tractor.